actually thought in the first half we were really, really good with the ball. We needed more quality in the final third. We got a lot of set pieces because we were getting to the end line. I thought our delivery was good in the first half, but that our execution with the guys attacking the ball wasn't good enough. Obviously the injury was a lot, I think, for the players to take in coming in at halftime, though we had a really good discussion. Obviously went through a few things tactically. And I thought the players were absolutely brilliant in the second half. Every phase of it for me was quality, and they have a lot to be proud of.
When you look at, I know we've talked about the bouncing back, but how much of a point did you feel like they had to prove tonight? Did that play into it at all, or was it just go out, play your football, and you'll get the results?
Yeah, we've been talking about obviously making sure that we respond the right way, but again, it wasn't the Rhode Island result, while the score line wasn't obviously what we wanted it to be. I didn't think it was a poor game, a performance that where the mentality was wrong or anything like that. We didn't finish our chances against Rhode Island, and obviously then I went for it and pushed guys forward, and we concede goals there late. But we talk a ton about great teams find a way to respond, whether you're on the road, whether you're at home. And I thought the players certainly did that tonight. And again, I thought the second half was brilliant from the group. There will be a lot to take in from it, but at the same time, we know the areas that we can be better, and we have a really good opportunity now to go on the road again next week and have a solid performance that we can be proud of.
There was a stat from Opta that you all controlled 73% of possession for the first 15 minutes of the second half. You produced 2 goals over that span. What was it that you saw your guys doing that allowed them to maybe put so much pressure on in those moments and capitalize?
I thought we suffocated the opponent well in the attacking third. So when the ball did turn over, we were in better spots to re-win it and go again. And when you're playing an opponent, that can be really difficult to deal with. When you feel like, oh, we're under it and we're under it again. And I felt we made sure that Birmingham couldn't get out there for the first 15, 20 minutes. And I thought obviously we ended up taking our chances that we deserved. I thought we were really, really good with the ball in the second half. I thought our movement was good. I thought our composure was good. We spoke at the half about making sure that we had movement in behind into the channels, which where the first goal comes from. So I was really proud of that from the boys. I think we found a way tonight to win the game with the ball. And there hasn't been a lot of games that way this year. We've won it in different ways. But tonight there was a lot of quality with the ball, a lot of movement, a lot of players that wanted the ball. And as I said, I thought the second half, I thought the group was brilliant.
And Wilson scores his 11th goal, but it's not just one or two players. You had 4 different players score again tonight. What can you say about the depth of the attack and the talent that you've got on the roster that's able to produce the offense you have this season?
Yeah, I mean we've got a lot of injuries at the moment, and players have opportunity. For the first probably 10, 12 games, there wasn't a lot of rotation. Obviously, we stayed healthy. Guys were performing well, and players had to wait for their chance and their opportunities. And we've got injuries. We've got an injury again tonight, and I think it shows the depth that we have. It shows the importance, of every single player in the locker room. And when your number's called, performing at the level that we all expect of one another. And I felt again, Sam comes into the game, he gets a goal. And obviously, I'm sure he wanted to start, but we went with Wilson, and Sam comes in, brings us quality, brings us energy, mentality that we can be proud of. So, when you have 4 different goal scorers again, I think it continues to show the quality that we have, and we need to continue to push one another.
You mentioned the injury tonight. I know it's early, obviously, but what can you tell us about maybe the extent of that, or what the next few days might look like as you guys assess that one?
Yeah, he's in a tough spot. It's going to be a while, but we'll get back. We'll get it looked at from the doctor, and get the scans that we need to get to confirm a few things, and then we'll take it from there. But he's hurting right now, and we need to make sure that he understands that myself, the players, the club, continues to have our guys back.
And just this game does mark the midway point of the season, game 17. How would you assess what you guys have accomplished so far, and then what's kind of ahead as you're sitting in first place here?
Yeah, I would say the group is continuing to come together. There's still areas that, you know, the majority of the time when we win games, our focus is on where we could have been better. That's my expectation for myself, my staff, and for the players as well. That complacency doesn't set in. I think we've been, for the most part, pretty consistent. But at the same time, I still believe we have another level that we can hit. And I want our entire group feeling that way, because the minute you get complacent is the minute that you get punched in the mouth. So I want to make sure that we remain humble, that we remain hardworking with the mentality that we expect of one another every single day. But we have an unbelievable group of players, an unbelievable group of men that want to get better, that want to push one another. It's been a good first 17 games. We have things to be proud of, but things aren't won 17 games in. So there's a lot of football left to be played, and we need to remain hungry, and we need to remain or continue working as hard as we can to push one another to be better.